Maybe you'll laugh when I tell you, or write it off as a fairy tale. It couldn't possibly be true. I mean, how could it? This is a story about my mother, and it's true, every word of it. The man she fell in love with was also a wolf.
Wolf Children is a drama-romance film from writer-director Mamoru Hosoda and studios Chizu and Madhouse. Originally released in the summer of 2012, Wolf Children has gone on to gain many awards, including the 2013 Japan Academy Prize for Animation of the Year and an Audience Award at the 2013 New York International Children's Film Festival. As of this review, Funimation, Manga, and Mava Entertainment hold the licensing rights, and you can also find this film in France, Spain, Germany, Russia, Portugal, and China.
Hana was a student before she was a mother. She was bright and pretty, and her future held endless possibilities. Then she met a man, who turned out to be a wolf, and together they built a family. Hana loved her mate fiercely, but fate took him from her, leaving her alone with two unusual kids she didn't know how to raise. Frightened of being discovered, Hana and her wolf children fled to the countryside to build a new life. Raising her little wild things was an adventure. It left Hana bruised, scratched, exhausted, and joyously overwhelmed as her pups grew stronger and wandered further every day. This is a mother's journey. Teach your children to chase their dreams and smile through the tears as they disappear into the world in search of who they will become. Hana wasn't always a mother, but it was always what she was meant to be.
When it comes to the difference in animating a film versus animating a TV series, it's all about the difference in budget. Typically, this means that films get a larger budget to go all out on for 2 hours compared to a 13 or 26 episode TV series. Such is the case for Wolf Children, and this paid off tremendously.
Though the film isn't perfect quality some of the time, such as, for instance, the lack of faces on characters that are a good distance away, when the film shines, it really shines thanks to the beautiful backgrounds and textures the film displays. As for the soundtrack, there isn't a single song I wouldn't want to skip over. Every single piece you hear makes those special moments shine even more, sometimes a lot better than having actual dialogue.
The story seems rather simple to start. You have a young woman who falls in love with a man and they start a family together. But that's where the surface level ends and the real story begins.
From the time we see Hana begin to raise her children on her own, everything becomes more complex and difficult. Not just for her, but for Ami and Yuki, who not only have to contend with the daily life being a human has, but the life of a wolf as well, and it shows these first 14 years wonderfully. As for the end of the film itself, my thoughts on that are similar to my thoughts on Spice and Wolf. I wouldn't mind seeing more, but I would be perfectly content in what was given to me.
My 2-year-old just ate the insides of a silica packet? Yes, a few times. No blood. I mean, I didn't see any. Look, I don't even know what silica is. I'm just afraid that it's toxic. Huh? How's her appetite?
Can I have a snack?
Typically, I find that some of the best character writing can be found when you're growing alongside these characters during a span of time. But this can only really be done if the characters aren't just left at a surface level.
For Hana, Ame, and Yuki, the depth of those characters is just endless, and bringing these 14 years out of 3 characters in a span of 2 hours would seem like a daunting task to take on. However, Hosoda manages to bring these 3 characters to life almost effortlessly. It helps that he has previous works to gain ideas from, such as The Girl Who Lived Through Time and Summer Wars. but I feel that Wolf Children is the story everyone can appreciate because of the character depth.
I'm gonna be a little girl all the way home.
Mike McFarlane and Patrick Seitz are the minds responsible for bringing the story to life as the ADR director and scriptwriter for the English dub, respectively. Now, I don't often give credit to an ADR director, let alone a scriptwriter, but both garner high praise from me.
Speaking of high praise, we can't talk about this dub without mentioning Miss Colleen Clunkenbeard as Hana. She gives such an outstanding performance in this film that I would more than likely be upset if it had been given to someone else. Clunkenbeard has my utmost respect, and she is a wonderfully talented voice actress.
Mommy? Huh? How come the wolf always has to be the bad guy, huh?
You mean, like in the picture books?
Everybody's mean to them, and they always get killed at the end. It's because of that. I don't want to be a wolf.
You're right. But, you know, Mommy thinks wolves are pretty nice people. Even if everybody else is mean to them, I'm gonna stick up for the wolves through thick and thin no matter what.
As for our little wolf children, we have Laura Woodhull and Jade Saxton, who play the younger and older versions of Yuki, while Alison Victorian and Micah Solasad play Ame. All 4 actors give wonderful performances in their own way and are capable of creating these little wolves and helping them grow. I do have to warn you, though, that some of the dialogue from Woodhull can sometimes be a little harmful to the ears, but otherwise than that, I have no complaints. As for other outstanding performances, David Montrega as our Wolfman, Jason Lebrecht as Sohei, and Jerry Russell as Grandpa Nirasaki are immediate mentions. Overall, a very solid dub from Funimation, and probably one of my absolute favorites.
If a wild boar ever messes with me, I beat it up.
Have you run into one?
Uh-huh. And a mountain goat and a monkey. But I wasn't a big fraidy cat. They ran off when I barked at them, so I chased them. And then
Yuki?
I peed all over him to show them his butt.
By the end of childhood, Wolf Children is exactly what the film says it is, a mother's story. Whether you're a new mother, an older mother, or not even a mother yet, you can't help but appreciate this film for what it is. Even fathers can appreciate the strength and determination it takes to raise children. This film deserves all the praise it's been getting, and I can't give it anything lower than a 10. I honestly didn't think I'd be giving this rating 2 reviews in a row, but Wolf Children certainly deserves it. Next time, we talk about another series by one of anime's most famous directors. Until then, otaku on, my friends.